All right, quarterback day here at the Scouting Combine continues with Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard. Welcome, congratulations, national championship appearance, great season, great career, and great start coming to the NFL for you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all having me. It's been a wild ride, going to the Senior Bowl. Now we're here, but not taking it for granted. It's been a good opportunity for me.
What was the best part of the Senior Bowl? How do you think it boosted you the most?
I think the biggest thing was right after the Natty, you go into the Senior Bowl, so you don't have time to mope around and complain about losing. So it's good to get back into football. My favorite part was just competing, and then any chance you can to sit down with an NFL team and look a head coach in the eye and talk ball, it's kind of something I've always dreamed of. So it was really cool for me.
Talk about your journey going from Duke to Notre Dame. It was one of the big things about the college portal last year and you transferring there. Talk. How did it end up being that way?
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because nobody goes into college thinking you're going to enter the transfer portal.
Right.
And I like to think of myself as a pretty loyal guy, but when you make a move like that, it comes off differently. So I tried to just make the most of my opportunity with my new teammates, and then hang on to my relationships at Duke as well, because I really had a great time at Duke. I hope to visit and go back. There was no animosity there. Just thought it was the best opportunity for my career, and knew South Bend was the place for me.
I said this to Quinn Ewers at Texas, and I feel the same about you. Your mental toughness, it's incredible. So I got to give you a lot of credit, right? Had guys like me early on in the year going, man, Riley Leonard's got to throw the ball better in the pregame show for Notre Dame, all of that. You lose to NIU, Northern Illinois, NIU.
Oh yeah.
How did you deal with all this stuff? How do you deal with the spotlight, the scrutiny, and still be yourself and be a great leader?
Yeah, there's a couple of answers to that. I mean, number one, I'll just go ahead and say it sucks.
Yeah. Okay, good. I like to hear that.
You lose a game like that.
Yeah, right.
You can't. There's no way around it. And Coach told us afterwards, the secret is there is no secret. You got to put your head down and go to work. Everybody asked me, how'd you overcome it? The work, every single day, the little details, there is no secret to it. I will say that I keep my life very simple, though. You look at my phone, just a couple text messages, was off social media, so didn't see any of your comments, fortunately, but...
yeah, good.
But, yeah, you keep a simple life and just go to work. You don't have an option but to respond when your back's against the wall, so that was kind of our... mindset all year.
Great job.
One of the benefits to early season loss, you still got more trains coming down the track to focus on after the national championship, and we don't want to drag you down the negative, but we're just curious, how do you, when you look back on that game, is there something you think of man, I wish if this just had gone differently, it would have worked out? Is there something that stands out to you that still eats at you now?
That's a good question, and two more answers to that. One, I try not to live in hypotheticals, and number two, I think that perspective just comes down to my faith. I'm a very faithful person, and a lot of that is accredited to my teammates at Notre Dame. The Bible studies and the conversations that we have in the locker room, I think, are conversations that you don't find anywhere else. So it's a really special place. And then, the Lord's, brought me to where I am today. So who am I to question him? I always tell myself, if I knew what the Lord knew, I wouldn't ask him any questions. So just try to sit back, take everything with a grain of salt, and, smile through it all.
How about your number one? Everyone knows you're an athlete. You're big. You're smart. We know all that. Everyone's going to kind of scrutinize your throwing, right, in this process. What have you been working on, right, to take it to the next level here for the NFL?
Yeah, I think a lot of people see me as, a really nice guy. But to be honest with you, whenever people talk about my throwing and things like that, it definitely puts a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I got a lot to prove, and I understand why people would say these things, right? I had some struggles there, this year, but I don't see myself as, any less of a thrower than anybody here. I think I can, throw the ball and make any throw on the field. Just got to go showcase that on Saturday, and hopefully on my pro day too. So I got a lot to prove, and I'm excited to go do it.
But is there anything mechanically, right?
Sure.
We've heard Quinn Ewers got here and it's my back foot doesn't stay underneath me all the time, right? Be a little technical with us.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't mind.
So I think when you pull up my tape, my best playing is when I'm playing fast.
Right.
My feet are fast. So if you pull up my 2-minute tape, and second halves when we're down and we need to score, that's when I'm playing at my best.
Yeah.
So I think the NFL offense really complements my feet and makes me play fast, right? Especially when you're under center. So when my feet are in the ground playing fast and I'm on time, I think I'm very accurate. But when I'm lackadaisical in the pocket, as a longer guy, I can get long and stridey and inaccurate. So being, quick, torquey, and getting the ball out of my hands on time something that I've really focused on.
Cool. Good answer.
You were a really good high school basketball player, and you almost played in college. What caused you to go football instead of basketball?
It's a good question. After my junior year, I was debating on what sport I wanted to play. I think if you ask anybody from my hometown now, they still think of me as a basketball player.
Wow.
But after my junior year, I was hoping to play I was on a new IBL team. We were going into the circuit, the Nike circuit, to play basketball. And then COVID hit and wasn't able to pick up the offers that I wanted to. Being a small-town kid from Alabama, these coaches want to see you play in person. I wasn't able to showcase that. Fortunately, my QB trainer, Coach David Morris, played for Coach Cutcliffe at Ole Miss. Coach Cutcliffe was at Duke. He offered me, and I pretty much took it and ran with it from there.
Coach Cutcliffe was at Tennessee when I was coming out. And I almost went to Tennessee, and then he left to go to Ole Miss, and I said, wait, I'm not going to Tennessee then, and they went to Texas. So we're connected.
There you go.
Give me some of your basketball stats, though. If the people in the hometown still think of you a basketball player, that means you were pretty damn good.
We had a pretty good squad. I'm not big on stats, so I don't even know my stats from this year, but a lot of people like to watch
I've seen his highlights. We showed him on our pregame show.
Basketball highlights?
Yes.
Yeah.
The dude can jump. He can do it all.
Let me also make this observation,
right.
because I'm from West Virginia, and people say you don't talk like you're from West Virginia. You sure as hell don't talk like you're from Alabama.
Yeah, that's right.
When did you lose the accent?
I never really had it. But yeah, there's some redneck dudes down there. I just never adopted it.
Yeah. What about the football, the NFL football?
Yes.
What's it been like for you so far?
I absolutely love it.
Love it. Everybody does.
Oh, dude, it's so.
And
I
the way they break
more.
them in, this one's not broken in.
No, this one's not too shabby. You need to mud it up a little bit, but I love it. They don't have the stripes on it. I think the ball just rips through the air.
It does. That's everybody has said that, right? So far. What about your grip? Let me just see your grip. Have you changed it at all because of this ball?
Not really.
No?
Been trying to get more space in between my hand. Obviously, flicking the ball, making sure it comes off my index finger.
Okay, so you're trying to keep that space there in between.
That's right.
Be able to use your fingers a little bit more.
That's
and not
right.
get caught in your palm.
That's right. And everybody talks about throwing mechanics and things like that. But I think it's important for quarterbacks to know don't overthink it. Right. The way you throw it's the way you throw it. If you're an accurate player, stay accurate. Let
me see your grip too. I just want to say
grip
you're you got big hands too. So you're 2 and under 5. Wow, that's a good one. All right, there's a lot. That's a very popular grip in the NFL. He hears me talk about this quarterback.
I don't think about it too much. I thought that's how everybody holds it. But
yeah, no, definitely not. And I didn't hold it like that. It's a new thing with you young guys putting that pinky ring or pinky finger underneath the lace, right? The old school guys used to not do that.
Who's the quarterback that you emulate or you hope to emulate in the NFL?
Yeah, I see a lot of Josh Allen. I think that the way he competes, the way that he plays, it's kind of similar to me. Kind of a whatever it takes mentality to win. And he lets it fly. So I'm looking to showcase that in the future. Just kind of getting that let it rip mentality.
Yeah, cool. Well, you showed it in the college football playoffs. You made a lot of impressive throws. So
Appreciate it.
It's there for sure. What was your team growing up?
I really didn't have. Everybody's gonna say this, but I really didn't have one in particular. A lot of my family's from DC.
Okay.
So I was a back then Redskins fan.
The good old Commanders and dealing with that. All right. Well, the guy that's doing the show right now in my ear, he's actually a Commanders fan, so he's probably happy to hear you say that.
What all are you going to be doing here at the Combine?
I'll be throwing at the Combine.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to, when you do the pro day, you think you'll run and do all that there at Notre Dame?
Yes, sir. I intend to. I think I had 3 weeks from the Senior Bowl. I mean, not to make excuses. I'm a competitor, and it's kind of eating at me not getting
it's
out
not
there.
a competition.
It's not an excuse.
It's not a competition.
Don't worry.
It's a
You're not
business
making
decision.
an excuse. It's totally fine.
You're
crazy.
You're
what you gotta
engineering
do.
the process to put your best foot forward, and you do what you have to do. Never think that you're making a mistake. You're doing what's right for you.
I appreciate it.
I'm amazed by it. I mean, the fact that you went that late, national championship, like you said, Senior Bowl. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to be tip-top, ready to run your best 40 right now. So don't worry.
I appreciate it.
I think that's there. What's your biggest? I know you've met with some teams so far, right? What's the thing you feel like teams like this about me, and maybe sometimes they question me or whatever? Anything that's jumped out to meetings so far?
Yeah, I think they've been complimentary for the most part. I think a lot of times when I'm able to sit down and be face to face with somebody, it's kind of when I make my gains.
Yeah.
I think I'm a people person. Can really connect to any coaching staff in the league. And I feel like I can adjust. I've been in 3 different offensive systems in my 4 years in college, so I can adapt pretty easily. And then I'm really just there to help a franchise. So my goal is obviously to win a Super Bowl now. When you get so close to a national championship, that's kind of when you realize the magnitude of the situation. So I got to get one under my belt.
Yeah, I hear you. I was rooting for you.
Thank you.
All right. Especially Ohio State beat Texas, so I didn't want to see that. Right.
All right, Riley Leonard, we congratulate you on your success. Wish you all the best at the next level. We'll be back with more from the Scouting Combine. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.